I hear you.
Oh. They can. Hello, and greetings, adventurers of Era. Welcome to Tavern Talk at the Golden Feather Tavern. We are Virtek and Chibi, keepers of this fine establishment. The Golden Feather Tavern is open to all travelers to come and share their thoughts on the inner workings of Era over a nice tankard of ale, mead, hot chocolate, or any other delicious beverage of choice. So, raise your glass, pull up a chair, as we delve into tonight's discussions. Today is the 21st of February 2024. We're on episode 007 and absolutely missed an opportunity to name it something to do with spies and James Bond and stuff. But quests, right? Quests, video game features, and class race combos. That could kind of fit into the spy lifestyle, right? Chibi, what do we have on tap for today?
Today, we will be doing, so for those that are new, Tavern Talks are kind of a more roundtable type of discussions, a lot more casual. Virtek and I are in the Discord, where we also welcome whoever has been a guest of our previous live stream or has been a part of our Discord calls in the past to come on in and join us for a little bit of a chit chat on some topics, and we'll pull you in when we're talking about any of the topics that you're interested in talking with us about. But tonight's topics, on that note, include touching on quests for next week's discussion topic as the big one, game features, as well as class and race combos, all of which that have been requested by our lovely subscribers in the Discord. And if you are a subscriber and would like to give us topics for next week, don't forget to jump into the Tavern chat area where I've requested any subjects or topics that you'd like us to cover. And also, if you like this kind of content, please consider giving us a like, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and make sure you hit the notification bell if you'd like to see when we post or go live. With that, we wanted to talk about quests to start off with, kind of, a little bit.
And sorry everybody, there was a little bit of doubled up Chibi audio for a moment there as I jumped into Discord and then turned the audio down on one of the voice sources. Sorry about that.
But
yeah, Umbra. I will say that
really if there are some, we don't know about them. We can't talk about it if we did.
yeah. I mean, I can say that there was the caravan PvP thing, which included at least, as Steven said, 1 day of testing. Well, I guess not really testing so much as video recording, right?
Well, we can confirm that we were in that.
Yeah.
And we were part of that, but that is all we can say. And the follow-up question is, when and where is the next batch of mead?
As soon as I get a couple $100 to spend on some honey and other supplies. I actually have a couple ideas on the next few things I want to make.
I also have a couple of ideas for the next few things to make.
Yeah. There's going to be probably a quadruple batch next time.
Yes. Vintharian.
Thank you. Much appreciated. Cheers to that. The cherry will be a definite. I'm actually going to reiterate on the recipe from last time. Make another little bit of adjustment. I think I'm going to make the cherry a little bit less pronounced and maybe add a little bit more cinnamon to it.
Hello, Wizzy. Welcome in.
It was basically cherry juice, alcoholic cherry juice last time with some honey in it.
Pretty much. You couldn't tell that there's alcohol and it was dangerous a little bit.
Yeah.
But so the first topic I want to talk about today is quests. Now, we know that next Friday is going to be on the missions. But I wanted to kind of go over what do we know exactly about quests and the different types of quests and what are commissions, what information do we know about commissions. So Virtek, allow me to bring you on a little bit of a ride one that I went on last night.
Okay.
So first off, we know about mayoral commissions, at least a little bit. They're a simple type of quest, and they usually have a singular objective, and they're initiated by the mayor. Now, commissions are also simple types of system-generated quests, also with singular objectives that enable characters and nodes to gain XP. But more importantly, commissions are a type of task quest. And I didn't realize that there were different types of quests, like to this degree already laid out. I forgot all about these. Some of these are from Alpha 1. There's some Alpha 1 screenshots. Then there's a live stream reference from 2017. But tasks are quests without excessive amounts of text. So tasks refer to kind of like the node-based objectives that are narrative-based. And tasks come and go in region areas and react to events in the world. So what this tells me is, if I understand this correctly, commissions are going to be another type of reactive. Thoughts?
React to the situation around it. And see, that's the thing that I kind of knew about, and I think that's really the only thing that really sets it apart from normal quest, is it's going to be, well, that's kind of to a degree not right, because the quest givers are going to potentially spawn based on what's going on around the world, right? Like nodes level up and more people show up, etc., etc. Yeah, look at his grumpy guy.
I don't know, he doesn't look very grumpy to me. He's doing cheers in the next.
You haven't seen him without the chicken. You haven't seen him without chicken.
True.
Yeah, it does get grumpy. But yeah, I don't know. I think I do like the idea of tasks, because basically they are self-admittedly quests where you skip all of the quest text for, and you just do the thing, because it's a run here, go there, grab this, bring it back, kill 10 of these, and I'll give you money type of quest, right?
Yeah.
So the fact that the wiki says, you know, tasks come and go in regional areas and react to events in the world, I think that's kind of neat. Commissions look like they'll kind of be the same kind of thing. But then the mayoral commissions, those are kind of put out with a purpose that the mayor decides upon. And I like it. I'm curious what they mean by the specific quote that you were reacting, or that you were mentioning, which is commissions are a simple type of quest with a singular objective. They will react based on the situation around you. If they mean to reiterate the node/world condition impacting what they are, or how they go out to you, or which ones come out to you, or if they mean literally the commission itself, like in the act of picking it up and doing something is going to react and change based on whatever situation is out there.
Yeah. And Ramiro asks, are there examples of Alpha 1 commissions? I don't have any examples of Alpha 1 commissions. I don't think that they were in Alpha 1, but there is a screenshot from Alpha 1 on a task, and I will go ahead and share that link over to you guys right now. And then, of course, I'll put it in the doc as well. But it's on the perimeter patrols. Recommended level is level 1. There's some details on there. It says, I need to visit the patrol points and clear it of any dangers. And then it gives you steps to do, which is scout the first waypoint, and then some rewards. It's pretty straightforward. There's not really a whole lot to it. And I think that's kind of what they were looking for tasks to be like. It's just something that you need to do anyway to progress, I think, the node. But maybe if this is all, you know, node based and character based, maybe this is the first part of them kind of showing like the changes between a like stage 1 node to a stage 2 node through these commissions.
Yeah, maybe.
That's kind of what I'm
maybe.
thinking.
Ooh, I see a Hydro in the live stream queue.
Yes, he said he would like to join us for chats about the character classes and races combo.
Okay, okay.
Hello, Nuclear. Welcome in.
I think we need to get this guy a freaking flyer card.
Yeah,
Frequent chatter card?
absolutely. Frequent chatter card. I think that means we need a special role where they can jump in if they'd like to. We'll see. Chatterbox at me. But yeah, and the other thing I wanted to reference is a specific comment from Vaknar on the forums in regards to someone is actually specifically Flanker that says, "Can someone please elaborate what commissions preview means?" And Vaknar goes on to say, "You can think of commissions like quest. Commissions are one way the characters and node gain XP. Commissions are a simple type of quest with singular objective. They will react based on the situation around you." And they said not that mayoral commissions are the same, but you can get an idea of what those are also on the wiki. So that's a little different than what we're going to talk about next week. The question of the week for next week, which I've already put out on Twitter as well as our Discord, is how do you feel about quests? Are you the type of person that likes to skip through quests? Do you auto-complete them without reading through them, or do you like to read the storyline that goes with it? How important are quests to you? And there's a few responses, but again, that'll be the next week's topic. Ramiro wants to know thoughts on dailies, whether those take the form of commissions or something different.
Well, the fun thing about that is Stevens basically said that there will not really be dailies. So I think it's going to end up being a maybe you'll find them sitting around where they pop up often, but maybe they're not like something that appears every day, or maybe, yeah, I don't know, because he says we don't really have dailies. Because I can't recall him ever saying there will be no dailies. Like, what exactly defines a daily? Is it just something that's available daily, or is it something that you have to do daily in order to progress something?
I do remember him posing that to the community as a question, though, asking the community how they feel about dailies.
Yeah, and I was part of the minority that said, you know, I like them. There's stuff to do. They're available every day, so I know that I can go on and do something at least and feel accomplished.
Coming from the wiki, specifically from Steven, I don't even know when this was. No idea. Steven says, we don't really have dailies. No, they are earned through a variety of ways. In regards to Karthos asking, please tell me these won't be earned through dailies. Must be referencing something, I don't know, but they're not going to be prevalent in Ashes is essentially the overall thinking. There will not be an obligation to log in each day, which a lot of people had issue with. They will likely not be RNG based. Focus around how changes in the world relate to a player's opportunities, and location matters due to the lack of fast travel. So I don't think we're going to see too many. And Silverlinen, thank you. By the way, thank you for following earlier. I meant to say thank you when we started. Welcome in. Says, I don't mind dailies if they don't hinder progression if you don't do them. And I agree with that. I like
that's kind of
gold-based dailies.
Yeah,
optional.
And see, that's kind of what I meant when I said I like dailies. Like, something that's always going to be there, and I know I can pop on for 30 minutes, but that's it. What am I going to do in 30 minutes? Oh, I could knock out like 5 dailies. Get some money in my purse and, you know, continue about my day. Log back out and go on. But at least I know that they're available. There's something going to be there. And that's kind of literally the only thing I'm looking forward to with commissions, is if they end up being that for me.
Good evening,
Aberrat. And thank
cheer.
you for the resub. Much appreciated, friend.
Ramiro says, I do fondly recall the dailies to build the Argent Crusade tourney grounds in Watlika. We worked together towards command common cause with tangible measurable results. And oh my gosh, Abrat, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for
5 gifted subs. Cheers
Much
to that. Bigger
appreciated.
cheers to that. Command cause. It's okay.
Command
Cheers.
cause.
Cheers, cheers, cheers.
Cheers indeed.
Gonna make them drunk on stream. Hey, you know what? It's the tavern.
Hey, if that many subs come in, by all means, I'm in for it. I'm here for it. Let's do it.
That reminds me, I need to get back on top of tallying up our spins. So there's at least 1 spin there, and I think there's 2 from the other day, so there's 3 at minimum that we owe them. I was gonna go back through the logs and count them. Hello, Phantom X, welcome in.
We need to do that for Friday.
Oh my gosh, yes. Yes, we do. I better order that thing off of Amazon today.
Oh wow, yeah. With like today delivery would be great.
Look, I've been busy. Guys, we got a new editor. If anybody is here, please say hi to Reliand in chat. Just say hi, Reliand. This is how you say their name.
Yes, that is how.
Say hi and say, thank you.
Hello, Reliand, and thank you.
Yes, she is the reason why we are able to have a little bit more free time coming up here, as well as we're moving some stuff around. So I will kind of adjust that a little bit in the future. We'll give you a breakdown. We'll give you the breakdown on what all is going to be happening. But a couple things are going away, and one of them is changing.
And by the way, just because the topic came up and changed, I'm not sure if I said it, but hello, Phantom X, welcome on in.
Sorry about that.
But no worries. My brain was about to say it, and then you said something, and then my brain forgot everything it was thinking. It was gone.
That's okay.
But yeah, by free time, Chibi of course means spend a lot more time on other Golden Feather stuff that's not editing. Is basically what we're trying to do.
Exactly. Which also means I'll be hanging out in Discord a little bit more. At least during the weekdays.
Which, just to put out one more public announcement, if anybody in the Ashes community is all about some web development, especially developing very interesting and probably very involved web apps, and if you're good with databases and such, just go ahead and let us know.
Yep.
Because we have some stuff in progress, but we could definitely use a hand. Oh yeah, graphic design too.
Yes, I was gonna add that if you didn't. But we have some good big plans, and we're trying to get them done before Alpha 2. So for those of you that are subscribed, keep your eyes out.
About to go sell some blood. You can sell like all of your blood and it'll come back, right? No, it's not a thing.
We're gonna move on. Apparently, I'm co-hosting with Asterion over here. Video game features we like. This one was asked by Hydromancer, so thank you so much, Hydromancer. When is alpha testing? Q3, as far as we know.
Yeah, Q3 is the information that we have. Sometime in Q3 of this year, Alpha 2 is coming out.
Yes. So Hydromancer asked, what features should AOC straight up steal from other MMOs that it hasn't yet? And before we answer, Favor responded and said, if you die in game, you die in real life, and then goes, oh wait, that's anime.
It's an anime game, so it's close, right?
Absolutely. But do you want to go first on this, or shall I?
You go first.
Okay.
Ladies
Hello,
first.
Raka. Welcome in. So my thing that I would really like to see in Ashes, and they don't need to steal this one by one, because again, while other people might be like, yes, steal it, I'm like, okay, you can take the idea, but like improve upon it, make it better, right? So I've been playing Breath of the Wild a lot more recently. Again, because I'm trying to beat it so I can finally play the next game, but that's a different topic. But the cooking and potion making in that I really, really like. I like that it's kind of exploratory. So once you figure out which 3 things go together, you have it like makes a certain noise to let you know that that's actually a successful recipe. But I would also like that to be mixed with Genshin, where you only have to make it to a certain degree X amount of times before you can just kind of automatically make it without having to actively make it. And that's kind of like the thing that I wanted to pull between, because then it would be kind of cool to actively have to make like 10 of them in a row at like good level or like a certain level of quality. And then once you do that like 10 times, it doesn't have to be specifically in a row. If I said in a row, I was just thinking like a total of 10. But yeah, once you make it 10 times at this specific level, then you can just auto queue it and then make it in bulk.
It was a good feature, I think.
Yeah.
And I think one of the big systems that I kind of hope that Ashes brings in, I mean, it's a big hope because the way everything is designed right now would not allow for it. It really wouldn't.
Right.
Would be the way the Ultima Online did the attributes. It was a classless game, so there was no class at all. You didn't pick like a fighter and then you had fighter type stats. You had to actually go through and train all of your attributes. So if you wanted strength, you had to grab something heavy and start hitting things. Start carrying lots of weight and stuff like that, and that would increase your strength. But you only had a certain number of points you could gain in total. Once you gained all of them, if you wanted to lose strength and gain intelligence, you had to set strength to degrade as you gained intelligence. So I thought it would be neat if the crafting, gathering, and processing worked like that too. Where if you got to a certain point and you wanted to change up which one was which, you could tell one that it had to degrade and the other one to start gaining back again, or gaining back in the first place, I suppose. So if it started at like the apprentice stage or whatever the first bottom stage is that everyone can do, I forget, and you had something at grandmaster, then it would start like one would start slowly coming down as the other raised. You could still kind of craft with the one that was degrading and still keep kind of making money as you trained the other one to increase its skill, rather than just dropping down to 0 points because you got rid of it or whatever.
Yeah. I think I like it because it has a little bit more like autonomy over your skills, I think.
Yeah, I think it has a good feel to it because you're trying to increase knowledge in one area and you slowly lose it in another. It feels like normal life,
Yeah. Sorry, I called Phelan a menace because he said that he hugged his wife and he had noticed that he had been playing Beat Saber for like 40 minutes. And decided instead to skitter away because he was drenched.
Looked over at you like you were trying to pull something on her. I was. Nice.
Love it. I'm not reading Ramiriel's things. I'm skipping past that. Phantom X says, I still like the idea of active crafting, allowing for some extra rewards, but I do like the Genshin process too. And I said, I think that's something that should still be optional for better benefits or more likely benefits. Like once you get done crafting it 10 times, you are able to put it on kind of like auto craft if you would, but you're more likely to kind of more consistently get that better quality by manually doing it still. But it still allows you the option or the ability to, because like that's a trade-off, right? Do I just auto craft it and then sometimes it might do like a really good quality, or do I sit there and manually do it for a better quality for sure? And I think that kind of has a decent amount of trade-off, especially after having to manually do it 10 times to that quality. And if you need to walk away to go do some chores, you can walk away and go do some chores and be like, you know what, this is fine. I've processed 40 of these. I've got enough to make 60 and I can make 20 really good ones, you know, when I get back.
Yeah, you know what would be
like
an
that.
interesting trade-off with that exactly? Is the reason a lot of people would like to make a bunch of things while they walk away, outside of course, consumables. But anything besides consumables, it's basically just to train skill, right? Like set 40 of them and walk away and come back. But what if sitting there and manually crafting based on time and resources gave you more experience than just setting a bunch and walking away?
Ooh.
You had a legitimate choice. You could actively go and like vacuum the living room or make food or do dishes or whatever while you're crafting 50 of them to get 40 skill points. Or you could take the same amount of time and get like 60 skill points and use half the resources because you did it actively while sitting at the table.
Yeah, sorry. Raka saw my smirk. Ramiro says Chibi hates me. Raka says her smirk says otherwise. Ramiro's like, no, she definitely hates me. Silver Lion says that would give people who want to power level or chore time options, and that's why I like this idea. Or people are maxed to get better quality. I like that. Vintharian says, I love if they stole Remnant 2's reward exploration, say in the middle of a random dungeon behind some puzzle, you could find an augment or special limited recipe. I like that idea. Grumpy Guy says, I'll just keep people who craft on my freehold. I'll keep them in chains to do it for me.
Our plan, you have chains on yourself. Stockholm syndrome?
Chaffee says, I would like to see Witcher Gwent or WoW Hearthstone type game.
Gwent would be neat. Hearthstone I haven't played, so I don't know. But I assume it's kind of like Magic the Gathering, but
it's a little bit like Magic the Gathering. Yeah. You basically have your minions and stuff that you can summon and they'll fight. It feels kind of similar, but you know, like you said, Blizzard focused. Oh my gosh.
Or even something more basic, like the card system that was in like Final Fantasy 14, which I think they had a similar card system in another one of the single player games too.
Yeah. Vintharian says it's like Magic Light in the WoW universe. Ramiro says active time investment. I like that, because then you're rewarding the person for sitting there and actively playing, but you're also not necessarily downgrading anything. You're just offering a benefit for manually crafting. There's no downfall for not manually crafting. Phantom X says, my dream recipe process, well, one of them, is being able to break down items and learn recipes that way. Each time breaking something down lets you learn another step. I like that. I do like that a lot. And that gives a purpose for gear that you don't want to use anymore, that you maybe bought off the auction house.
It also really makes sense in the grand scheme of things. Like what's one of the best ways to learn how to build something without inventing it? It's tear apart somebody else's thing. Piece by piece, and you'll figure it out eventually.
Yep. I like those. All right. Well, then I suppose I'll go ahead and bring us on into topic number 3. And before I mention this, Silver Lion says that would actually help lower end gear still have later game value, later game too. Yeah, exactly. Break down that cake with your own hand. How is this cake made? I don't know. Let's just so first off, I want to go through the races. Just to recap, especially for some new people. Who knows? Maybe this is your first time watching any Ashes of Creation stream whatsoever, so why not? Under Aelin humans, we have the Kalar and the Valoon. And the Valoon are more like, think Scorpion desert gypsy-ish vibes. That's what they give me, at least. Like almost Aladdin type vibes. Like the way that the town folk there were. And then you have Kalar, which are kind of like your more prim, proper English
Standard humans.
people. Yeah. Then you have the Dunes and Kel dwarves, where you have the Dunir and the Nikua. And the Nikua are like Moana, if you will. They're very Polynesian, very tropical. And then, you know, Dunir, your standard dwarf party, and dig hole. Diggy hole. I don't know.
Diggy hole. Yep.
Then you have your Kaivek orcs, which include the Renkai, which is your typical kind of orc look, but also with an Asian twist. An Asian orc, if you will. And then, of course, Virtek's favorite, the Vek. How would you like to describe your favorite?
Not the typical boring orc like Renkai.
And they once had bug eyes, by the way.
Literally once. There was literally once there was a bug eye Vek.
But they are known to be seekers of the stars, oracles, if you will. Then you have the Pyrian elves, which are divided by the Empyrean, which is your typical high elf, very nose in the air, stuck up like an Nilvia. Then you have Pyre, which are your woodland elves, but these ones have branchlets or antlers made out of tree branches.
Works taste good in the air fryer, says Grumpy.
Oh my gosh. Tastes like chicken, I bet. Who are you calling stuck up? Hey, I was talking to Anilvia, not you. I don't even know if Anilvia watches these. And then we have Tolnar, who nobody really knows about, except for they are a mixture of creatures left over. And fun fact, the Tolnar are a race that were a part of the Kickstarter reward system.
I think it was
they were not initially going to be in the game.
6th tier or something like that. It was one of the last ones we unlocked. I know that.
Yep.
Did you notice, by the way?
Huh?
Out of the 4 major races and the 8 sub races, excluding Tolnar, there's one that is the standard typical scene in every game and movie that represents that core race, and then one that's definitely an offshoot and more interesting feeling.
Yeah.
Like there's
I like it.
Yeah.
It almost feels like as if you ended up moving like the original races over to Vera, and then Vera's essence kind of mutated them over time. And there's some interesting lore on half-elves as well. But I will leave that to you to go discover the lore. However, what are you giggling at?
I'm not going to read it out loud, but I like Romario's statement there.
Oh, yep. Yep. I mean, I have no idea what you're talking about. None whatsoever.
Safe options versus options that rock.
So here is the race chart, by the way. This is one of the original ones that were given to us in the Kickstarter days. And there's just a little bit of a breakdown on what each race is. So do you want to take the left and I'll take the right?
Sure.
Okay.
Let me let it get loaded here.
All good. And the reason why I want to go through these is because we were asked, and just for a little bit of background, Trev asked us for a recap on races and classes and what and why we think things would go good together. I just kind of want to give a little bit of background to it.
All right, so you said I take the left?
Yes.
Okay, I got the boring ones. All right.
Yeah, I can take the boring ones.
Race breakdown. I'm gonna read the titles of the previous the ancestor race then.
Gonna make it all fancy now.
Yeah. Ayla humans. Kalar. Build. Order. Civilization. These are foundational principles of the Kalar. Their empire in the old world spanned the largest of all, and they plan to do the same in this world. Extremely loyal to their roots, the Kalar will rise to the challenge.
Real quick, I'm just gonna verbally respond, Taffy.
Oh.
we're gonna have a Nikua rave on the beach in game. Let's
Heck
do it. Valoon. Trade, law, hardship. The Valoon were forged in the heat of the desert and came out anew. Through focusing on trade, the Valoon became one of the wealthiest empires in the land. They're no stranger to the idea of kill or be killed, whether it be in the beast in the harsh desert or the snakes in the market square.
Man. Just trying to imagine how harsh it's got to be to just expect snakes hanging out in the market square that can maybe kill you. Unless they're talking about people snakes and not snakes.
Do you remember like the there's parts of the world where they have like the, you know, the cobra, I think it is, and they like do the flute thing, and then like they have to like close them back. Like they're pretty common.
It's because little known fact, cobras are actually really bad at seeing anything. So they absolutely judge where something is by sight. That's why you'll see some videos where someone like off on this side is doing like woo wild and crazy movements, but then they grab it from the other side.
Yeah.
The snake has no idea something's moving that slowly behind them. They just focus on the one thing that's going crazy on this one side over here. Oh.
Yeah.
Chaffy.
Period elves.
So, I'm gonna, since it's Pyre, I'm gonna pronounce it Pyrian elves.
Okay.
Imperial, pride, culture. Though not as numerous as the Kalar, the Empyreans are a force to be reckoned with. Elite military forces and a highly structured government. The people of Imperia surely have a plan to carve their place in the world.
Pyre. Nature, balance, fury. All things come to balance in time, and nature always has her way. Don't let their love for nature fool you, though. The Pyre rarely take prisoners. Whether it's by bow or spear, the Pyre's legacy will take root.
The Kai Vek Orcs. Renkai, honor, power, tranquility. Through staying centered, their power only grows. The Renkai believe in ultimate focus and controlling their immense power. When a Renkai becomes enraged, though, there aren't many men or beasts who can live and tell the tale.
Ooh, ominous. Vek, celestial, purpose, fate. When one stargazes, they find what beauty lies beyond our world. When the Vek stargaze, they find what fate lies beyond our time. Star maps, numerology, and prophecy are integral parts of each Vek's life. Great leaders read the heavens for how wars will go, which empires will rise and fall, and the Vek often ask themselves, are we too late? Renkai smash.
Renkai smash. Renkai Zenkai?
Ooh, good question.
Dunzen Kel dwarves. The Dunir. Stoic. Tradition. Forge. Most of the peoples from the old world would see a mountain and think nothing of it. The Dunir saw a defensible home wherein riches abound. The Dunir take immense pride in what they craft and what they build. Fortifications that seem impregnable, warhammers that never break. Beautiful gems for their royalty are all in their repertoire. Don't be deceived by their stout nature, or stature rather. They're pound for pound the strongest warriors the world has ever known.
Yeah, they could have stout for nature as well. We know what they're drinking.
Welcome
also,
in, Thogler.
hello, Thogler.
Perfect timing.
And finally, Nikua. Family, freedom, courage. Where the Dunir saw mountains as home, the Nikua saw it as a prison. How could they complete the great hunt inside a cave? The craft on their brothers doesn't elude them, though. They too are highly skilled artisans. Instead of jewelry for nobles, the Nikua see crafting as a rite of passage and the advancement of family. Will you progress your people from the mountains of your ancestors?
Wonder what the Great Hunt is all about.
Yeah. Interesting. Dang. So those are
Hmm.
the general vibes, I guess. I don't know what the word is for it, but the general overlay outlines of the races. And I'm not going to go too far into the classes, but here is the link to the classes on the wiki. Now, I'm going to go ahead and bring in Hydromancer because I would like to maybe give Hydro a chance to give his thoughts on which ones he thinks maybe would be a good combo, and then we can go with ours. Right. And if anybody else wants to chime in vocally, feel free to join our live stream queue. If we've had you around before, we'd love to bring you in and have you chat with us. So bring in some Hydro right now. Hello, 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 Hydro.
Hoot. Hoot growl.
Hoot.
Say hoot growl.
Hoot
So,
growl.
on Dimension 20 lately. How's it going? Thanks for having me.
Thanks for stopping in.
Even though you didn't want to read my body limericks.
Womp, womp, womp.
You were talking about wanting to talk about the classes and race combo. Which one do you think is gonna be a really good combo to go together?
Well, first of all, I just want to throw out there the one race that wasn't broken down, the obvious superior choice of the Tolnar, the canonically most divine race by their own rules. So everyone just simmer with that, especially you dwarves in the chat.
He's calling people out now.
Just so everyone appreciates what I'm trying to say here is Tolnar, by definition, have more of the divine attributes than any other race because they've mixed them all together. So they should have most, if not all, of the 7. If you don't count, there's potentially a missing race out there that we don't know about yet.
Fair.
I would almost disagree with you, except I think Steven has actually outright said that Tolnar were not created through corruption. Because I was gonna say that Tolnar is hanging around in all that that corruption age probably had a little bit of that leak into them, but
It's a good question. They survived the corruption, but I don't know if they were created by the corruption.
Virtek is correct. There's a comment in the wiki specifically spelling out, I guess someone asked them about it, that they are not derived from the corruption. They are a mix of the races that survived, escaped.
Which would make sense. They had a, I mean, how long have we been removed from Vera at this point from the Greek calamity that happened on Vera, you know?
Do we know, actually? Is there... Because I assumed it was many eons.
I have no idea. It's enough that, like, a lot of us in the community are guessing that our characters were born well after, and it was, like, deep back in the ancestry that we came from Vera. Yes, the goddess of creation saved them, yeah.
I need to sit down and do the math, but one of their little vignettes of lore they did involves an elf saying, I think she said something along the lines of, oh, I'm 400 or 800 years old, and so I'm middle-aged, and it was my great grandmother who was the last of our line to flee Vera. So in theory, we could actually, you know, do some simple back of the envelope math and figure it out, but that sounds like a lot of work.
I got something for you.
Ooh.
So this is one of those bits of lore that's really, really old. Some of the first chunks of lore that was put out. A long time ago, everybody lived on a planet called Vera. Something cataclysmic happened that forced people from that world to another world called Sanctus. Vera is a place of really high magic. Sanctus is a place with no magic whatsoever. People escaped through these portals into the world of Sanctus. They had to rediscover technology because so much of their current technology was based on magic. So they had to figure out how to interact with the world. Thousands and thousands of years go by. A long dark age passes. This history that I just told you falls into myth and legend. After this time passes, these portals reopen, and the players are going to take the part of people who are coming through these portals once again back to the world of Vera to rediscover that magic, rediscover their history, and try to figure out what happened to this world to force them out of it. A free bard.
Nice. Phantom says, it makes me wonder if the lore we come back to is somehow helping saving or restoring the goddess.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I'm a little sad, but after rereading that, I'm like, oh, I think maybe Pyrite might be better as like a ranger type. Just because they're talking about like bows and spears and stuff like that. So that gives me like that hunter kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Do you think you play a ranger? Because if you are, I think Pyre makes the most sense. We're just tripling down on that druidic tradition.
Honestly, hello, Grove. Welcome in.
Good
Honestly,
morning to you.
The more I talk with people, and people are like, if you don't like PvP, you should probably play a really, like, movable class. I might, if, let's say, as much as I love healing, if our guild is very full up on healing and somebody else really, really wants to, I'd be willing to flex to do ranger instead. I'd be willing to try that out.
Is that from the perspective of ranged attacks, you're less pressured in PvP?
It's just from the perspective of like, that was my first D&D character. I played it in World of Warcraft. It seems fun enough. There's usually some sort of pet class that you have with you. So, I don't know. It's just something to try.
Oh, lordy.
How about you, Virtek? What do you think is a good race class combo?
That's really, really interesting question. I was actually thinking that just looking at all of them, I'm caught between Valoon and Vec being mage and summoner. Like which would actually fall better under which one? As far as just like the race theme and their approach to everything, as well as what's been talked about.
Because I play Vec, it's going to be an oracle.
So I guess it's more archetype focused rather than class focused, but just looking at race archetype combos. Is the Valoon are descendant of Jin, so that would put them pretty heavily in a mage type category. So I guess Vec
or they could be really good rogues.
Honestly, if you're a descendant of a Jin, you could probably be really good at anything you want to be good at.
Fair. Rogue, Kalar rogue, Kalar tank, Kalar fighter. Fair. I feel like it's kind of hands down. The Renkai are gonna be your like whatever the equivalent is in Ashes, barbarian. Something tank related. Because few who know their rage live to tell the tale, essentially.
Yeah, and for a slight throwback, just because it came out as we were moving the topic around, was Phantom X was talking about the words used where she sacrificed. I guess makes me wonder if the lore we come back to is somehow helping, saving, restoring the goddess. The argument against that is technically we'd be interacting with the avatar of the goddess, as far as we know. But that
also,
I think
Phantom. Oh,
I think came across because of that little bit of lore I was reading out because of the question of how many years have passed by.
Yeah. Also, Phantom says the argument against that is we technically would be interacting with the avatar of the goddess, as far as we know. Every bard said that Tolnar was saved through a great sacrifice of the goddess. Yeah. Renkai Mage is meta. No, man.
Renkai Mage is meta.
Nah, I honestly think Renkai would be
Absolutely.
a good like tank with the rage and the smash. Battle mage. There you go. Renkai
Yeah.
battle mage.
Rage mage.
Rage
Angrier they
rage.
get, the more powerful their magic is. So they have to keep smashing people with giant, like, two-handed swords in order to keep casting.
I like
I like
that.
it. Rage mage. Somebody should do it. It should be a class, and that sounds like a Warhammer class, if I'm being honest.
The yelling makes the spell stronger. It's like the orcs in Warhammer.
Yeah. Over
Your
here talking
mana
ashes
should
and coming up
be
with brilliant
proportional.
ideas for Warhammer classes.
I
For a
was like,
rage
what?
mage, your mana should be your mana pool should be proportional to how much health you have missing. So the more damage you take, the more mana you have to throw around.
Ooh, I like that. I like that.
I don't know who's
Spicy.
developing the next Warhammer game, but you should take these ideas and you should give us credit for it.
Yeah. Yep.
Send us free stuff.
Money would be
Yeah.
nice, but just give us credit so more people come here and check us
Minis.
out.
I'll take mini. Give me a mini. But, yeah. I mean, aside from that, I don't really know. I think there's a few there that don't tell Zara I took her donation spot. Oh, I won't. You're good.
You're safe. You're safe.
But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, aside from that, there's a few other thoughts I had, but I'm not gonna say too much. All I'm gonna say is you should tune into the next Bespoke series.
Ooh. Being all mysterious and stuff.
Speaking of being mysterious and stuff. So just a reminder, Friday, we're doing just 2 days from now, we're doing our 5-year anniversary stream. And you still have some time if you would like to. When are new Bespoke episodes? That's a good question. I was told a few weeks after the last one ended, and the last one ended at the end of January. And I've yet to see another one. I'm waiting with bated breath, just like you are. But oh yes, you have a little bit. Yeah, he did just move. That's why he wasn't a part of our content creator summit. You have a little bit to still give us your I guess your streaming setup if you would like to be entered into potentially win my old stream setup. My PC that I have over here that Virtek helped me build, literally piece by piece. It was custom built. She's got 64 gigs of RAM, and I think we're leaving what, a terabyte of I think a terabyte in there.
I'll have to look at what memory is in there. I forget or how much hard drive space, but yeah, it's going to be an M2 SSD in there. It might be like a 256 or it might be a 512
with
gigabyte.
This ROG 1080 graphics card.
Yeah, Asus ROG 1080, so it's super awesome. And hello, Snackers. Thank you for the resub.
Yes,
cheers
thank you.
To
17
you.
months. Cheers.
I believe 1080 was the original minimum requirements they stated, but I think someone hit. No?
I think it was like 1060 or something a little lower than that.
Yeah, they were talking about like when 1080s were a thing, they were talking about they want to have, I think, 5-year-old graphics cards to be usable.
Yeah.
But that was also by the time the game launched. So I guess 1080 might be, it might fall into that original description by the time they actually get out there.
Yep. But also, Steven was using a 1080 Ti to do recordings back in Alpha 1. Fun fact.
I think someone very recently hit him up on, I want to say, Twitter. And
I know
we're going to get an update. And he said there would be an update to minimum requirements.
I know that I've been asking this for like the last month or so. And then Narc made a video. And then Steven responded to Narc's video saying that an update to that.
Yeah, there's been a lot of content creators asking for an update. A lot of just people in general asking for an update.
Yeah, well, I think also, to be fair, with Alpha 2 being in quarter 3, we need time. Y'all need time.
But hey, The narc
I mean, I would say
requesteth,
we need time,
the
but
narc
we-
receiveth.
Yeah.
I think I've heard it's a big year for new GPUs coming out too. So if you wanted to wait for those to drop, they're gonna be expensive, but you can have the cutting edge.
True. But I also don't suggest that, namely because a lot of games take a little bit of time to adapt to the cutting edge. So can't run the game
Well-
regardless of the specs. Aw. Why not? Because you don't have Alpha 2 or what? Yeah,
Chaffee, you're just about right, by the way, Chaffee. Snickers is basically a monthly ghost. Just appears, cruises through.
honestly,
floats
I
on
think it's
by.
because we moved to Tuesdays. We were Fridays, and there was no work the next day. So
Yeah.
but you're not this Friday. We're doing our 5-year anniversary thing. So we'll be live and hanging out. And we'll be doing a lot of spins. I have a lot of work to do between now and then. Virtek has been doing a lot of studying, and you guys send Virtek all of the good luck, and also wish him. I'm doing this right now. Wish him happy birthday. His birthday was yesterday.
Happy birthday!
We're celebrating his birthday tomorrow together.
How young are you, young man?
Young enough, but old enough.
and so basically Friday he's going. So he spent this whole week, and he's spending tonight, and he's spending tomorrow night after our little birthday celebration. Friday, I believe you got it moved up. You're gonna go take the test.
Yeah. I'm taking the certification exam in the afternoon on Friday.
So wish him luck, you guys, because this is a big certification exam for him. He's been doing a lot of studying. Birthday combat to the death deal.
Birthday
May the
combat
seven
to the
smile
death.
on you.
May your birthday not be your death day.
Yes. But basically the big reward for having a big test is having a big stream hanging out with friends that we've been doing a big podcast for.
And then have a big nap the next day, because I've been spending every waking hour that I'm not working, I've been studying.
Yeah.
Or TGFing, one or the other.
Yeah, exactly. But tomorrow we're gonna be, not tomorrow, Friday, we're gonna be looking at all of our old content and talking and reminiscing about Party of 5, our first podcast, where we are now, where we're going. And I'm planning to get a lot of that stuff prepped up together. And going forward, we're going to be having these live streams up and ready a little faster. So I've already told the subscribers this, but basically we're going back to our 1 week preview. And basically whoever is subscribed or in the future, because we're really close to monetization on YouTube. And I'm really happy to say that after 5 years, and some of that is our own fault for getting behind, but moving and stuff like that.
For a really long time.
We did get way behind for a while, yeah. And I also didn't know how to YouTube, so I learned a lot in the last few years. But
Rob says everyone else is bad.
Good job. Mod 1 rigged.
That #1 fan finger, that was probably a #1 fan finger for yourself, wasn't it? Like, you are your own #1 fan?
Yeah. Grove said I did rig it, yeah. Take my crown. Aw, poor Raka. But yes, we will be kind of going back to that. And for subscribers, I will be letting you know as soon as I hear back from some people, some other fun secret stuff that I'm working on. So
Secrets.
And as always, thank you so very much to everybody for your support here. It really means the world to us. We literally couldn't make the Golden Feather without you. These last 5 years have been amazing, and we can't wait. Can't wait to have a big party, essentially, on Friday with you guys.
Yeah, and honestly, as much as everybody loves money, it does make the world go round. Just showing up and hanging out with us is amazing. The best support you can possibly give, just hanging out with us and chatting.
I tried. I died a lot too, as you see.
Womp womp. She was spending all her time healing herself, apparently.
You know I can't talk about that. Why would you do that to me? Rude.
Because you can't respond.
I'm leaving.
I can make all the guesses and pokes and jabs as an observer that I wish, and you can't respond.
She left.
Busy tying her shoe, hiding under the desk.
I didn't know there was a map out there.
Oh yeah, there's Map of Vera.
Yeah, a little map of Vera on the wall.
And then our golden feather.
The golden feather.
The golden feather.
Plucked it yourselves?
We found it.
It fell from the sky.
And we were like, WTF, man? What is this? But it got us both talking. And so we hung out a long time. We adventured around and we eventually said, hey, let's have a tavern. And so we made the Golden Feather Tavern.
Yep.
And thus is our origin story. Here we are now.
We are now. But yeah, Virtek and I are kind of finalizing some changes to do with the podcasts and or the streams. And once we have those figured out, I will be conveying those communications to you guys, those announcements. So keep it a lookout. And yeah. You have anything else? Because actually we went through everything pretty much today.
Yeah, I think we did, actually. Covered all the things that we were hoping to.
For those of you that are either now subscribed or resubscribed, please come and hang out in our Discord and tell us what you would like to hear us talk about next week before the live stream, the dev stream.
Yeah. And what was the topic that we're going to discuss next week?
Quests. We're going to go a little more in depth on the different types of quests and how you feel about.
What do you love about questing, and why would you like to quest for the rest of your life? Maybe not that, but you know.
It's good to have goals.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But,
caravans.
Come on.
Chaffee loves caravans about quests.
Yes. Come on into our patron only area, put in your topics in the tavern chat, and I will get them together. Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
Questivans, I like that.
Well, hey, Romariel, is that how it's supposed to be pronounced, by the way? Romariel?
I don't know.
Right?
I stole someone's Amazon for a free subscription and I just threw a name together really quickly.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I'm gonna call it Roger from here on out. Romariel is now known as Roger because that's how it's pronounced in my made-up language.
Wait, we have to do. Oh man, hold on. I have to swap over to PGF real quick. Hold on.
Oh, okay. You do.
There has to be a specific raid message for this one because it's Vladis having Stakeno on.
We have to do the power dance.
We do.
Oh man, what was it called? Popquiz, everybody. Dragon Ball Z. What was the little dance when Gotenks was created?
The fusion dance?
Yeah, fusion dance. That was it. Yeah. Yeah, we got the fusion dance. We got little emotes for the fusion dance for those. Chaffee, what is that?
Chaffee.
Thank you so much. You saw that big old gigantic keg of mead that was being guzzled down? Well, I'm gonna have a far less amount than that, but I'm gonna chug something down.
He's just a really big fan of Dragon Ball Z, okay?
This will be our raid message.
Oh, that's so cool.
All right, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna add a space in between them now.
Yeah, I put the golden feather because I was trying to space them out. One more for the road? Well, thank you so very much. You're so sweet. We appreciate you. Also, if anybody has any idea what we should do for IRL redeems, please let us know because I'm trying to think some cool stuff together for doing Tuesday IRL streams again.
Wow, for some reason I tried to copy that and it made everything spaced out really weird. I'm gonna have to do it individually.
Oh no.
Let's see. All right.
But while he does that, thank you so much, Hydro, for joining us in VC and chatting with us about your thoughts on the class race combo. And for those
Remember-
of you watching on YouTube, tell us what your favorite class race combo is. What were we gonna say?
Remember, kids, Talnar are basically the fusion race. So just keep that in the back of your minds.
What in the toll narration? All right, I'm gonna start the raid if that's okay with you.
DCC.
Bye.
Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Thank you, everybody, for jumping in on conversation. It's greatly appreciated. We love when you stop by. We love when you chat. It gives us something more to chat about, and we have more fun too. And
Yes.
hopefully you have more fun and enjoy it more as well.
Yes, and we will be back Friday with a party.
We'll be back on Friday. Be here or be square.
Literally.
Be there or be square. Be here at that time or be some sort of geometric shape that's not cool. That's how the saying goes now. I just made it up. Anyway, love you all.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. It was great seeing you, Chaffee, Braca, Phantom, Hydro. Eckers.
Catch you next time.
Wait to win fish.
Bye.
Bye.